YouTube. So I'm doing something quite exciting. I am driving by myself for the first time with my new license, and I'm gonna buy some super glue at Publix and a mini shopping list that my mom gave to me. Fun adulting. So let's get on our way. So I'm here at the stoplight, and guess what I forgot? The money! My parents' card so I can actually buy it. And now I'm going back. Oops, there's the camera. Okay, and let's go. Okay, now here we go for real. And we lock it. And here is how I parked. Pretty beautiful. Okay, now we're here. Time to go on the hunt for super glue. Well, this looks like rice and kitchen supplies. I don't think it's in here. Aha, I have found it. It is right here and here. Now, do we want crazy super glue or Scotch super glue? Decisions. Alright, so I'm getting this. Now time to get some eggs, meat, and Alfredo chicken. And uh-oh, where is it? Where is it? All good. Well, that was a productive trip. Now time to go on our way back. Whoa, look at that moon. Holy crap, you can't see it on here, but it's huge. So before, let's stop. Okay, now we go. Before we go inside, just, it's really hard to see on this camera, or this camcorder, but the moon is huge, like the Kia commercial.
It's huge, Tom, huge!
Okay, now time to get rid of this stuff and make room for this stuff. Oh, these. One thing I also want to mention before you guys start doing this is sectioning out your pieces. So, for example, have all these green edges to the side and then all the purple edges and then all the ones in between. And just do those 4 edges at a time so that way you'll be able to easily reassemble them by following along with like the green pieces. And then once you have all that, you can spend more time assembling and less time of that. You'll need 96 4x1s and 48 4x2s. And for this video, I'm using N38s, which makes it so you can barely feel the magnets while you're solving. Gives it like a light tactile feel, but if you want stronger polarity, that's all up to you. The link shall be in the description. Dun, dun, dun. And Fastech really likes to make sure that these magnets won't break or anything because they're actually quite fragile. I'll show you what happened to my other one. Here's from the last QiYi Magnetized, and you can see I had this magnet and then it just attracted and the force was stronger than the magnet itself, and so it cracked. And this one kind of chipped too. So you just want to be careful about that. And here they are. And one thing about getting these magnets is double check how many are coming, because some packs have 100, some have 50. So in this case they were 50, so I have 4. But yeah, that's just something you need to look out for. The first thing we're going to do is get a piece of paper or a logo. I got this tip from the cubicle tutorial about magnetizing a 3x3. And put it on the end of one of the... I'm doing this through the viewfinder, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, put it on the end. So that way your polarities won't get mixed up. And so if you turn, you won't have like a south and a south pole wanting to, when you turn it, to go like that. That happened with my square one when I was magnetizing it. Bad mistake. But anyhow, this is what we're going to do. And then you'll just continue to take one off at a time from this end. Now we need some glue. So here I just got some crazy glue from Publix. So if you accidentally glue something in the wrong spot, this is how you undo it, so you won't have to buy a whole nother piece. Is if you have acetone or silicone spray, you can get it out, because it will like decompose or do something with the super glue which makes it come off. So here I have some silicone spray. Let me zoom out for a second. So I'm just using this CRC stuff right here. And this is kind of a pain depending how much glue you put on it. But here, this is how I do it. Come on. Okay. And then I have a knife here, and I kind of just work at the super glue and try and cut it off per se on the edges like this. But be careful when doing this. Oh, and there it goes. It just came right off. Alright, now let's get started. First thing, we have our crazy glue. And we're just going to pop a hole in that. Okay, next, I'm going to actually get these pieces open, of course. So I'm using the WuHua. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 4x2, and I'm going to put this in the corner on this side right here. Okay, so I have a drop of glue in there, and you're going to carefully take this piece and make sure that you're holding it the same direction, not the opposite, because of the polarity. So from the long side. I'm just going to drop it down, and then you're going to push it all the way down into as far as it can go. I use 4x2s for the corners because it's the best size that fits. And it's important that you do it in this order in which you do the corner, because, so yeah, if you go ahead and put the a magnet all the way down here, then they won't align right, and it'll be something like that, or like that. So what you have to do is do this one first and then align the magnet from here to this. Now we're going to get this piece. Get another 4x2. And then going to align it like so. And sometimes it misaligns, like you can see right there. And sometimes I'll even just get my finger and push it before it dries up. Although, right, it dries really quickly, so you have to be on top of it. So right here, I'll probably just leave it slightly misaligned because it's already pretty glued on there. So that's one thing to be careful of, is just making sure you get it right the first time. Next up, we're going to do these inner edge pieces here. And I'm going to get my super glue again and put a drop the very bottom on the left side. I'm so sorry you can't see this. Okay, now we're going to get a 4x1. And then drop that in here. The very bottom. And let it sit there for a second. And then next I'm going to put one down in there. On the right side at the very bottom. Okay, it was hard to see what I was doing. Now we're going to get another 4x1, keeping the polarity correct, and then dropping it in here, at the very bottom, and connecting it. Okay. So we're going to let this dry for a little bit, and then we're going to put another magnet in this piece, which will connect to this edge right here. Now this is about good for drying. I'm going to put another drop in the bottom left this time. Now this is the trickiest part about magnetizing a 6x6, is being very careful to make sure you don't get glue on this piece and then have it go over here and stick to this piece. I had that happen with another one, but I just had to leave it. So I'm going to put this here, and it's already going to kind of want to attach itself, and then carefully drop this in so it connects with this, but with these magnets, but still stay inside the 6x6 piece. So like that, and then I'm just going to drag all the way down before any glue makes it want to stick up here. So it is good. And then for the next piece, which is this other edge piece, I'm going to drop one in the bottom right. And then now this should be dry, or not dry, but make it so it will stay and won't connect to each other. It takes not that long for it to stick. Now I'm going to drop that magnet in all the way down, and then connect it. Now this is the format right here for magnetizing your 6x6 pieces, so you're just going to repeat this 23 more times and you'll have it all done. And here it is, fully magnetized. So I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful and that your cube turns out really good. I'm super excited to see what the turnout will be, and I will let you know right now. Okay, now let's get to assembling. And the one thing to keep in mind when assembling is to assemble the corners correctly, like a solid 2x2. But the rest of the pieces, you could solve at random. So I've had this cube for a couple days now with it fully magnetized, and wow, it is amazing. When I'm solving, sometimes I forget it's there because the N38s don't have a super strong polarity. However, with the 4x2s, I can definitely feel it more in these 3x3 layers here. Versus with the 4x1s, they're not as strong. Like if I were just turning it like this, you can slightly feel it, but it gives it such a nice tactile feeling. It's definitely worth it. So that plus B&M will make your WuHua really good, along with the spring swap, because if you don't have that, then it's just not that great. Until my next video, adios! And voila, here it is. Whoops.